Easy guys, this is Kid Sonic, and I wanted to kind of jump on to showcase a little track I've made, showcasing the Yamatai Records sample pack, which has been out for a minute on OneZero Samples. Um, it's a really good little pack, especially by some wicked up and coming artists, um, like Lex, Reedy, Dizrupt, and then just a couple of other artists as well. And there's some really good sounds in there. Um, Now, I just threw this track together quickly, so there are a couple of other samples just to fill it out. So, for example, the Revan kind of atmospheres, as well as a couple of other Revan like drum like shaker loops and whatnot. Um, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So the track basically, I'm gonna play it from kind of the build up, if you will. Now, there's some vocals in here which aren't actually in the sample pack. They are from a project I'm working on with Grafter. It's been in the works for a minute, but I've just not got around to actually making the track. Um, but it's from a track that we're making called The Intruder. And yeah, I just thought, why not chuck the affected version into this project just to kind of showcase what a finished track could sound like when using these packs. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, I've got everything muted. There you go.
Mad rumour, sure a user. Bad user, property abuser. Prosecutor, house consumer. Snatch value, majority would do ya. Sad looter, with a shooter. Waste of space, robbery infuser. His face, a mockery deluder. Won't stop, take a shot at the intruder. Shot at the intruder.
So yeah, I'm gonna stop it there because my computer is just not loving that, as well as recording my screen and whatnot. Um, so yeah, let's quickly breeze through some of these elements. Please ignore the effects group down here. That's just an effects group that I've made, and I use that pretty much in every track that I make. So that's not included in the sample pack. That's just an extra add-on that I've put in just to kind of fill out the track a little bit. Same with the Revan Atmos, um, as well as one of the bass elements as well. This little orange bass element that comes in about here is actually a sound from OneZero Samples, Rare Jungle Breaks. It's one of the kind of the extra bonus loops that you get in there. So I'll get to that in a little minute. So essentially what I've done is I've layered two drum loops. This little one here by Reedy. Like, massive shout out to everybody who's contributed to this pack because there are some amazing sounds in there. By far my favourite samples come from Lex, and there's a couple as well by Reedy because the sound design is just nuts. I met Lex a while ago actually in Brighton, I think it was at the Sofa Sound and yeah, the Sofa Sound event. I'm not sure, but it was a wicked night. And Lex is just an outstanding guy. Like, fair play, wicked producer as well. But yeah, so we've got that drum loop, and then speaking of Lex, I've used quite a few of his samples. Um, this we've got this drum loop here, which is beefy as it is, but then when you layer it with the Rudy drum loop, Rudy's loop just gives it that extra little bit of snap, that thwack that you need for the drums to punch through the bass and all that kind of stuff. Moving on, we've got Dizrupt kick loop. I forgot to affect this really, because I was gonna filter that in, like high pass filter that in, but I forgot to. Really. Yeah, sounds sick as it is anyway. Ignore this little bit here. That's a Revan. Yeah, that's a Revan loop. That I've chopped up again just to kind of fill out stuff. Same with that one there. And then the next Yamatai loop that we have comes in the form of a Lex shaker. Absolutely bad boy shaker. Then we've got this little ride loop. And then I believe I didn't actually take that, so I might delete that channel now actually. Save it. Yeah, then we've got a riser from the Trust Audio sample pack. Again, just to fill things out and, you know, kind of make it seem like a more finished track. Even though I spent probably like an hour on it, really. Then we've got this freeze. That's the graph the vocals. Another Revan sample pack there. Sample pack atmosphere. And we've got basically a resampling of the bass group, which I'll show you now. And that's just got a little bit of filter in to filter in. I had a build up. In terms of the bass group, there are 4 elements that make up this bass group. There is just the sub, which I made in Serum, and a little tip as well. If you saturate on the Cyanoid fold setting and drive it by about 5 dB, it gives you this really nice weighty sub. I've had a few compliments actually talking about how nice it sounds on a big club system. So I'm grateful for that, for that feedback. So yeah, try it for yourself. Just simple sine wave through that, and it just, you know, helps to really beef up that sub. So that's just fortifying the main Lex bass loop, which is and that's the same all the way through the drop, but I've just chopped it up so that I can put different elements in place. And without the EQ, there is a sub there, you can hear that, but it's not very weighty compared to the sub that I put in there. And this is something I tend to do if I'm using samples. I'll always fortify what I've just made or anything that I've just processed with a sub just to kind of add more weight. next sound, again, is a placeholder. It's just a little bit of a freeze from the Rare Jungle Breaks pack, because there's like a couple of bass sounds in there that are chucked in as extras. And I just run that through my 3630, because I found if you turn off the compression, so you turn the threshold all the way down to so that it's not compressing at all, ratio all the way up to infinity to 1, attack all the way down and release all the way down, and you just drive the output and you drive the input via the external audio effects device, as well as turning the output down on that same Ableton device, you can get some pretty hefty distortion from a compressor, which is quite cool. Wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, but just something about the circuitry in there, just not great for sine waves, but any high-end information, it just sounds wicked on. And that's this little sound here, and that's just like a little extra that I put in just to keep it moving, and then when it gets to the second half of the drop, I add another Lex loop in. Thinking about it now, I could have put this through the 3630 as well, but it sounds like this. And in the context of the tune, it sounds super nice. And then it changes slightly, because on the last bar now, and then I take a little bit of the end of the loop. This is the same loop, but it's just at the end. And I use that as like the last hurrah from that loop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's just a combination of the kind of techniques that I've put into this, as well as just throwing together a load of loops. I hope this kind of shows you what you can do with this, with these packs as well. Like, if I hadn't heard that Lex bassline loop, I don't think I would make this track, because it's just like, it just inspired me, and this is what sample packs are meant to do. I just want to give a massive shout out to Sam as well, OneZero Samples. Yeah, I am now an affiliate. And I mean, come on, like, I'm so grateful to become an affiliate for such an amazing sample pack company. Probably some of the best samples that I've heard. They never label their key wrong, which I have found from some sample pack companies. And yeah, they're just all around amazing guys, and hats off to them. So I will leave a link to the Yamatai Records sample pack in the description. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate, like I said. So the link will take you to the OneZero Samples pack on Gumroad, and if you purchase that pack, I will get a 10% commission from that pack. So by clicking the link below, you're actually helping to support me as well as an independent artist and creator. So yeah, I hope this gave you an insight into what you can do with the pack, and I will see you in the next one. Big up.